Is he right? This is a tweet from January 31st. Michael Burry tweeting sell. A lot of people kind of, because stock market ran up maybe 4 to 5%, a lot of people kind of attacking him like, oh, you were wrong. I'm pretty sure he's more of a macro-minded thinker. I don't think he was thinking in the next week, thinking of a 5% swing. I don't think he's like a swing trader thinker here. I think he's talking about something bigger happening. I wanted to explore that in this video. It plays into potential downside targets for Bitcoin. It's unpopular to talk about these things, but I talk about them in the context of it actually being a good thing, it actually being a bullish thing. And this is going to be a quick Bitcoin technical analysis. We're going to zoom in on the charts. The last part of the video, I'm going to go over some targets on the zoomed in charts, but we're going to talk about how it applies to the zoomed out charts, where we are right now, and how it all ties together. So if you like these quick updates, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's just do it. The first thing to note, he's saying sell. Let's talk about two things, one on the Bitcoin chart, one on kind of the more traditional market side of things, what the setup for that would look like. Well, it's very clear on the weekly. It's the 50-week moving average crossing below the 200-week moving average. I don't think this is necessarily this huge bearish thing. I know many people are using this as a very bearish indicator. If Bitcoin were to fall back down to a higher low at this macro 786 line, remember, that's our bottoming out range for these bear markets. It's the last bear market to bull market back down to the 786. Even if Bitcoin is to fall back to that area, that is a macro bullish setup for myself because I'm a macro-minded person and I have the patience to kind of withstand that. But this could be the reason why Bitcoin does that. It could be that. But this doesn't mean that Bitcoin's going to just fall to $10,000. This is, and I mentioned this in a previous video, the signal that the worst is over, in my opinion. That's number one. Number two is this. This is the US dollar currency index. This is the critical time, I think, that really plays into whether or not he is going to be right or wrong. I think we're going to find out very soon. But the US dollar currency index right now putting in this lower high, right? And what happens here is important for stock market. It's important for Bitcoin and altcoins and the entire cryptocurrency market. When it's going up, risk on assets like crypto, they're falling. So that's kind of why we've seen crypto kind of just either consolidating or falling. And right now you can see the US dollar currency index putting in this higher low or this lower high at this Fibonacci retracement. And it is right there right now, confluent with the 50-day moving average. So we're either looking to get an explosive move and continuation through the resistance for US dollar currency index, and this will likely bring Bitcoin stock market down, Bitcoin to its next target, which we're about to look at. But here's the case for Michael Burry to potentially be wrong. It's if this chart continues to consolidate to the downside, and we are at this critical juncture right now where it is at this lower high area, and if it kind of falls, even just to test the 20-day moving average, breaks below that, starts trending down even more, we could see Bitcoin start rallying. And here's where we are on the 6-hour chart. Just a quick update in terms of what we've been tracking. This rising wedge for Bitcoin, higher highs, higher lows, a breakout to the downside. We're still waiting, and the charts are really making us wait here. It's still in play, this pullback. You can see Bitcoin right now, if we look at the 6-hour, testing these previous swing lows back here, but we're waiting for a potential pullback for Bitcoin to the apex of this pattern. This could be a busted pattern, very bullish for Bitcoin. What would spur something like that? It would be something like the US dollar currency index starting to fall once again. Will this happen in the next 12 hours, the next day? That's something we're going to monitor. If it doesn't happen, if that chart continues to the upside and Bitcoin starts falling, our target to the downside is just above $20,000. The reason why that's so notable and important, we go to the daily. Here's the bullish move on the daily. So this is a move we want to see tested, the 50-day crossing above the 200-day. Will that area right around $20,000 hold as support? It's a very key, important question. So Bitcoin falling right now to that target is 100% in play, and this is kind of a stepping stone. You could say for this tweet, sell on January 31st, this would be a stepping stone for him being on that path of being correct in that tweet. So that's what it looks like. It's the resistance at these moving averages, and then it's Bitcoin falling all the way down here just above the 20-week moving average, and then on a daily, right at these moving averages, this bullish move that we just saw, and that would be a very commonplace move for Bitcoin. I mentioned if Bitcoin were to fall to the 786 because it's in play. That drop is a 25%, 25% move for Bitcoin. And I want to say this, even amidst a move like that, if it were to happen, Bitcoin in such a bullish environment, this is the last phase. This is the bottoming out phase, in my opinion. This is just how I see the charts, the markets, and the data. But this is what it would look like. Moves like this act as and create these pivot points for cycle bottoms, right? And it goes to show that at the end of the day, when we look back at the move, whatever it ends up being, there needs to be patience in here with moves like this. And that's why we can't just expect that we're just entering a bull market. I see a lot of people talking about bull market just because we're getting a move to the upside. But I like to really consider potential retracements to support areas, to target areas, especially in these zoomed in charts. If Bitcoin does and stock market does continue to the upside in the short term, we get the pullback. This is a move to around 25,000, which is the apex. We still have this breakout target, $28,000 in play. We can't disregard that like it's not going to happen just because Bitcoin is falling through this lower trend line. So that's my update right now. I wanted to kind of just explore this. I really wanted to bring up this tweet because it's in play. We can't ignore the fact that it's in play. Anybody ignoring that, I just don't think that's the smartest thing to do. As we zoom out, there's downside potential for Bitcoin. There's downside potential for 2023 for this chart. This is S&P 500, and there's just simply downside potential. Let's swing low to swing high. You can see there's a higher low area back here down to around 3,600 at the 786 for S&P 500. It's in play. I'm just anticipating the possibilities. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.